Hi, crafters. Sorry that I didn't come on for a few days, but let me say it like this, it was a hectic. I needed to test out things. I have things on my desk to show you what happened, and I want to tell you. You always know that I tell things. How do I say that? Upright. I don't hold things back until I have something that. No, that's not the correct word to say. Come on, Nicole, you can do this in English. I discovered a few things that didn't make me happy. And if it doesn't make me happy, I want to tell you so you are warned. But I first needed to test them out before I could tell you how, when, where, and what happened. So a few days ago, I got my first hot foil designs in, as you know. Hi, Erica. And um, I've made some tests. And as you know, this is the first time I designed them. And the flaws, if you can call them flaws, were not my, uh, it was not me to blame, but I want them to fix it because I don't want you to be annoyed with the dies you buy and with the plates you buy. So I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm even though it's hard to be honest, although that sounds funny because I'm always trying to be honest, but this time, well, let me tell the problem and then you know what I mean. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Robin. Can't wait to play with your foil plates. Oh, thank you, Erica. Yeah, there are a few things that were bugging me. And the first set I tried out myself because that was the set that I was the most happy about that I got in was the calendar set. It looks like this. It has all the words with the months and with the background dies, so foiled words and background dies, and with all the names of the week. I tried to foil them, but the connection pieces in between the letters they don't foil well because they are too thin. And this was my um, mistake because I needed to use a better font for these. I know there is one person who bought them. If you are that person, tell the seller and make sure he sends you a new set because I redesigned them and he is now producing them. So, in I believe 1.5 weeks, he is able to send you a new set. And when the new ones are finished, he will put the new ones in the shop and I will um, put the link in a new video and so on and so on. But for example, if you have an E and an N and they are connected and the connection pieces were too thin, they didn't foil well. And I don't want you to have the trouble thinking it's something you do wrong. No, I honestly think that I did wrong with picking the font. And since designing these is totally new for me. Yeah, it's a mistake that happens, but we will make it right. You will get a new set if you are that person. So don't be alarmed. Hi, Janice. Hi, Creative Project and Plans. Hi, hi, Patricia. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Laura. Then the next one. I asked him to took. I asked Long to take these hard plates out of the shop because they are a little bit difficult to take apart. You can take them apart, it's no problem, and I will show you if you want. But the problem is that the outer line, outer edge, is too close to the plate. And that's also something I didn't realize. This second one is stuck, but it needs to come apart. And if you look on the back, it's really stuck. You can't take them apart. The bigger one, You can, but it's not going well. So I asked him to make the outside a little tiny bit bigger so he had more space to make a connection piece in between. They foil perfectly, no problem with that, but I want them to be perfect. And I know it's just a little detail, but I my OCD kicks in when details are not correct. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Ines. Hi. And then one other thing, and it's about the big slimline word I said. Let me show you. Oh, I have a few examples what I mean with the hot foil calendar words. See, I tried to foil them. The thicker parts will foil perfectly. Was my first run, and I have to admit I'm no hot foil expert, so don't think I know everything because I don't. I needed to test out my machine. I had bought new paper. So I needed to test out things, how things went. But if you see in between the letters, you see that the connection pieces in between the letters are not perfect. I didn't take the dies apart, so I didn't take the cutting die from the foil plate. So the edges you see around them, normally you won't have them. But I want to see what they would do if I didn't take them apart. So that's the problem. But that set will be made again because I was serious when I told you that I wanted a set like that. Then I tried, okay, let me up the pressure in my machine, and then it all went horribly wrong. I don't like to admit it, but I always try to be honest, even if it's difficult. So you see, even I mess up big time. But always know that if you buy something from my hot foil store and there is really seriously something wrong, I would tell you if I discover it, of course, and I will replace it with something that works properly. And that's something that's very valuable to me. So don't think you're on your own when it comes to hot foiling. But um, then I tried out one of my background plates, and of course, I needed to um, see what was the best option. And the first one I did, and I have to tell you a little bit more about that, but in the middle, it went horribly wrong. The first thing did wrong was putting the plate back and forth through the machine. And I noticed, but that's me, that's my personal preference. That's not a good option to do with foiling. It can always shift, and then you get a double foiling. But the middle, I had too much pressure. So then I thought maybe it's not only the pressure, but also the foil that I used. Because a few weeks ago, I shared a video where I showed that I bought some foils from AliExpress. I bought them from different sellers. They all come in the same kind of box with dozens of colors. You can buy them on AliExpress. But I noticed that if you buy the foils on AliExpress, they don't foil as well as the original ones from Spellbinders. And I hate to admit it, but it's true. I think these original ones are way better than the ones you can buy on AliExpress. But again, that's my personal opinion. You don't have to share my opinion because what I did is I tested them out with the same kind of pressure. This one that I have here is the one that I made with the foil from Spellbinders, and this is the one. And I did everything exactly the same. It's only different foil, and then you can see the difference. And I always have something like the proof is in the pudding. I think that's the correct saying, but I'm not sure. Hi, Nicole. Can't wait to buy the suitcase. Oh, I will show you in a minute. I will show you. I will show you in a minute the suitcase. But You see the difference, right? This is made with the original, let me call it the original foil, and this is with AliExpress foil. So there is a difference even in the foil quality. Just so you know. Jana Sakuna, Jennifer Maguire, and Prairie Pink Ink show tips for hot foil. Yeah, trust me, I look at those videos as well because, as I said, I'm no expert at all. I need to test things out, I need to see what works best. I even had to find better paper. But then I had something like, okay, let me test out the do I say that correctly before I say something very funny? The AliExpress foil with another background, and that works a little bit better. So it depends on what kind of background you use. Depends on the pressure, depends on the cardstock you used. It's all having his influence on the quality you will get. Then, oh, because I have all the hot foil left over saved, and it's a big mess on my desk. Let me show you. It's a big mess. But here you see all the messed up things and foils that I had used and tried out. And then I noticed that my personal preference is in the original foils. This copper one is an original one, and this is foil from AliExpress. So, yeah, there is a difference. Maybe I took the wrong seller of the foils. I'm not sure. But there's one more thing I wanted to show you. And this is something that the seller did wrong. And I told him, take them out of the shop so you won't be able to find them. It is doable, but it's a handful of work. What's the problem? Not the plates. They work perfectly. Really, honestly, perfectly. The problem is in the background eyes. And why is there a problem? Because they are closed. You can't see through them. And he had something, yeah, but then I can't do the inner pieces because if you want to make them see through, you have to take those inner pieces out. But I like it because if you see, this is made with the foil from AliExpress, so it will work with some dies, but not all dies and plates. And this was my first one. And this one I made with the original foil. I know it's a little bit glary, but you see it's offset. And the problem is you can first die cut this one, then hot foil, and then try to align it. But the problem is the foil is in between your paper and your cutting die. So you won't be able to stack them up as this because you have to imagine your foil is in between. And that's horrible to do. So if you have a blank cut out from this one and then try to hot foil your blank, there is a piece of paper, sorry, like this, in between. So you can't line them up very easily. So I told him, why did you make them closed up? This way we can't align them. So I asked him, take all the plates out, even these, make these open, and then put the set back again into the shop. So just so you know, I covered all the things that I discovered, and he is now taking care of these problems. And that's what happened when you try something new. There will be problems and there will be things that need to be adjusted. If you bought a set like this, let the seller know, and I will tell him to send you a new set with the backgrounds. So this part you won't get both because these work perfectly, the plates, but the cutting dies to cut them out, you really need a new set that's open so you can align your plates after foiling. I think that's not more than fair. So I had something like, let me show you, let me tell you what I discovered, even though it's not fun news, I know. but that happens sometimes when you do new things. You have to learn by making mistakes, and I hope you guys forgive me, and I hope you guys appreciate that, although it's hard, that I've been honest to you and open and tell it like it is. So yeah, let me place those behind me and then clean up my mess so I can show you something else. Because um, how do I say this? A few weeks, I believe 2 weeks ago, Ben was telling me, okay, let me design something for you, because he saw that I was so busy. And when I'm too long behind my PC, my eyes are going to hurt because I make way too much, many hours. And he told me, listen, can I take some workload off your shoulders? And I told him, listen, I have an idea. I want to, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, I want to design a 3D percolator. I hope I say that correctly. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's true, Cheryl. That's true. Hi, Crofter Street. Will you be ordering more of those basic pocket? There is still one. You can still order one in my shop. I added 5 more, and 4 are already sold. So if you go to my Etsy store, there is still one available. So I told him I want to design a percolator. Wait a minute, my snout is coming off. And he told me, oh no, I'm not going to do that because I can't make any 3D designs. And I had something, I believe in you and I think you are able to do it. He only needed a bit of help with the spout and the lid, but today I was able to cut it out and it looks like this. And I cut it out of silver foil paper, and I made the handle black because with the original the handle is black too. Oh, so sorry, I needed to Google it. Laura, it's the same in Dutch. So yeah, this is Ben's first 3D. I will put it in my Etsy shop as a digital cut file tomorrow, because I need to clean up the file and make sure that if you open it, you know where each part goes. So that's stuff I still need to do. I had no clue. It's an old-fashioned coffee pot. And what he did is, at the bottom there is a box, so a gift box like this, and it will entirely fit. And what we did is made some notches in it so you can take the box out very easily. Hey, crafty lady, hi sweetie. And the lid looks like this, and trust me, it was hard to design this lid. It looks maybe very simple, but it was um, a challenge. Let me say it like this. And then, yeah, the top you can put some gifts into. I made it out of one piece of silver paper, and it's really sturdy as long as you take thicker paper. Um, and yeah, the spout, come on, the spout. I made it look like, I tried to make it look as realistic as possible, together with Ben, of course. But he needed some help with a few parts, but I'm really proud at him that he managed to make his first 3D project. I hope you guys like it. And I will put it in my Etsy shop tomorrow. And in the meanwhile, he was doing that. I'm busy with making, and I don't know how they are called, but these are those kids' suitcases, those tiny kids' suitcases. But I have the suitcase and all the stuff ready. But what I'm going to do is the cut file will be a little different than the cutting die set. And that has to do with the measurements I need to keep in mind, um, of the plates. Because through a cutting die machine, and not a digital cutter, but a cutting die machine. I have to keep in mind other dimensions than with a digital file. So the digital file will be all in one piece, and with the cutting die set, you have to do this in two pieces. That's what I wanted to say. I had one of those growing up. Oh, cool, Laura. Thank you. Photography makes. Do I say that correctly? Photography makes. Yeah. Um, I'm now working on the handle, and I'm working on the closure because where did I put it? I had it on my desk somewhere, but since my desk is a little bit of a mess, I have a metal closure, but I don't like the color of it. So I will try to make something from paper, and then I will show you that you also can replace it with something from metal. But yeah, it opens like this, so like a real um, kid's suitcase. Let me call it a kid suitcase because I don't know what the official name for this box is. It's not a complicated box to make, but I think a fun one to give to friends. So at this moment, I do not have a seller who is interested in producing a cutting die set, but I will make the file ready. So if there will be a seller who is willing to produce it, they can buy it from me and then they can produce it in a cutting die set. But it for sure will be available in my Etsy shop. But first, the handle, the closure, and I want to dress it up nice. I want to cut one out again because this is my first one that I cut out. I needed to see if all the parts fit and if my calculations were right. So, uh, Mandy, no, I will not make it in three sizes because if you buy the digital cut file, you can make it as big and as small as you want just by reducing it or making it larger. And that's not something I am going to do. I'm going to make one, and that one size will be a tiny bit smaller than this one, but a tiny bit because all parts need to fit in a standard die cutting machine. So, but it's not massively. I think a quarter of an inch or a half inch at the most that it will be tinier as did. And I think it's a very large one. uh, I'm trying to read your guys' comments. Yeah, I got the last pocket. I said, cool. Thank you for buying it. And yeah, I've ordered them today. I know it's only the 14th, but I sent the number that I need to the seller or the seller manufacturer. And he's going to produce them in about 3 days, and that takes 2 weeks. So within maybe 3 weeks they will be ready, and then they need to be shipped off to me. That take will take about 2 weeks for them to arrive at my house, and then I will be able to send them out. So then you have a little bit of an idea on how long it will take before I am able to ship them out. I got my dice. Thanks. You're most welcome, Lonnie. And thank you for letting me know. Oh boy, I'm not good at all doing it with my own law. So one size it is. Mandy, it's not a problem. If you want to resize something that's a digital file, the only thing you have to keep in mind is select all the parts, all, not skip one because then you mess things up. Just select all the parts to make that certain item and then enlarge or decrease them in size. And that's all you need to do. It's not science. So I think you will be able to do it. Please do a stack book set just like this one, a stack book set. Well, let me think about it because I did a book about 5 years ago, and the problem I am having with stacked books is the spines. I want the inner boxes to have the same curve. Mm, Let me say it like this, it's technical, but I'm having a little bit of a fight with the spines. I got mine last week. Oh, that's cool. Robin, I'm coming over to see you use your sets. Yeah, there are a few people who already got them in. So, yeah, I need to design the handle. I'm almost done with the handle. Then I will cut it out, see if it fits on my dummy, if I need to resize or, if I need to resize it. Then I will think of a fun closure, maybe a magnet or Velcro or something like that, something simple, because there are other kinds of closures, but I don't have those type of closures as an item in my house. So I need to figure something out that people can make from paper, so you can entirely make them from paper and you're not forced to buy something metal for it to be able to close it up. So yeah, I have to keep sometimes so many things in mind when I design things, and that's hard to do. Even thicknesses of papers that people uses, because that's all having an effect on the product you put together, and that's sometimes hard to predict what kind of paper will people use, and will it still fit if they use really thick or really thin paper. Those suitcases are a great size. Yeah, the size of this is, sorry, I was distracted. This is five. Oh, wait a minute. I have a very intellectual ruler. This is, to be exact, 5 and 5/8 of an inch. Yeah, 5 and 5/8 of an inch wide. And this size is 4 and an eighth of an inch. Oh, I feel very smart right now to be able to say those words. And the height is 2 and 3/4. So, and in centimeters, because hey, we centimeters people are also here, it's 14.3 millimeters by 10.4, and high it's 7.1 high. So 7.1 centimeters high. So it's a very, see, if you compare it to my hand, it's not small at all. It's, I think, a good size to be able to put in whatever you like. I only would suggest not to use too thin paper, and to not cut it out like I normally make my designs. First a base layer and then your design paper layer. I uh, cut it out of design paper uh, right away. Yeah, I think I say that correctly. But what I hate, that's my personal thing with it, is those seams. I don't like to see those seams. And that's why I want to do the digital cut file a little bit different. So for people like me who hate seams, are able to cut this out in one piece. And I like that a little bit more. But I'm not able to do that in dies, because then you will end up having a die this long, or at least 30 centimeters or 12 inches. And that's the problem. That's something I can't do with a die, because then sellers don't want to produce it. If they see that the die is very long, they are in shock and tell, well, that's going to be too expensive and I don't want to produce it. And sometimes it's hard to keep in mind all the things that people would and would not like, and would not buy, and would not like to make. And it's not an easy job. I'm going over to see what is yours. Oh, I where did I put my set? See, I'm getting old. Oh, and but that one I still need to finish. I made a box. I think it's very cute, because if you see what it can do, it's so fun. But this one will take a few more days before I'm able to put it in my shop because I need to figure something out. And this is my dummy. In the one that I already revised, I need to cut that one out and put it together. But let me see. It's not just a drawer. When you open it like this, then you put it like this, and then you can display it like this. Whoa, wait a minute. Come a little bit higher. And you can display it like this, and it's like a shadow box. And if you pull this one down, so you can display it like this, put it on your desk like this, and then it will stand on its own. But if you push it up or pull it down, it doesn't matter. There is a little gift box inside. So you can display it like this. And if you pull on the drawer and do it like this, it's just looking like a drawer. So, oh, my perfect Auto mini album. Yeah, inside the cabinet. Thank you, Lonnie. You are so clever. Thank you. That's when you have a crazy brain. You think of things that, well, um, yeah, I need to figure out how, because I want to make something fun inside, like a little shadow box or a little display or a little shop. But to dress it up, it takes a lot of time because I need to make a lot of small elements to put it in and show people what you could do with it. And then tell people that they only get this and have to figure out what they put inside themselves. So yeah, um, it's work in progress, this one, and so my whole desk is full of things I need to finish. And thank you, Chiquita. Thank you. Yeah, I like to think of things in a different way, how we can use them. And I had a drawer in mind, and I was thinking about a flip top box that I made, and I had something I can combine those two. So, yeah, that's how my crazy brain thinks. Could you put sticky notepads in there? I don't think so. I have sticky notepads here. No, the sticky notepads are a little bit too wide, see? But if you cut them off, okay, and if you find some that will fit, because this is the size that I can buy in the Netherlands, but maybe a small, yeah, I think that will be able to. It's fairly, it's very deep. How deep is the box inside? It's about. Nicole, you used the wrong side of your ruler. 1 3/8 of an inch deep. So from this to the, wait a minute, this is 1 3/8 of an inch deep, and it is wide 4 1/4 inch, and up until the box is about 2 3/4. So you have an idea on how big it will be inside. Everybody has a happy Pal Entries Day. Got to go. Glad to cut you live. Thank you, Cheryl, and have a nice day. Hi, Gabbing. Hi, sweetie. We have square ones here. Okay. Post-it have square sticky notes. Okay, yeah, I think we can buy them too here, but I'm not sure. The only ones I can find here are those rectangular ones. So, well, I have to see. But I want to do something fun, like a real shadow box. What you would do in a letter box or shadow box. That's something I had in mind. But that's a project for later. I first want to finish the suitcase, and I need to put the percolator in the shop. And when that's done, all other things can be done. So and yeah, I don't know if things will be made in cutting dies. I have to wait until sellers come to me and say, "Hey, Nicole, what you made, I want to produce. I can't go and say, hey, you have to produce that because people ask for it. They have to come to me. So if you see something that I made and you want it in the cutting dies, the best thing you can do is ask one of the sellers that I work with, and hopefully they contact me and say, hey, I want to produce it. So I have to wait and see. Yeah, but this was all. I don't have any more news. I hope you still enjoyed me babbling away. I will be back soon when things are finished. I will show you. And I also made a few new designs for Erica. So keep an eye on her shop because I think some of them you will love. I also, uh, well, I'm not going to spoil it. No. I think it's her party. So wait and see and keep an eye out on her shop because yeah, I made a few fun things that I think she will be happy to tell you all about it. Normally, I will open my own shop with all your designs. Ah, that's sweet. Yeah, but it's not doable for me. I can't pay for all the dice to be made and shipped and sent out and stuff like that. It's too much of a financial risk for me. And tomorrow they will be fixing our roof finally. And so, yeah, in about a few days, I will be back and show you the things that I made. I wish you all a nice day and thank you for watching. And until the next time, bye bye.